right, guys. Hello. Welcome to the closed Thanksgiving special event. I mean, obviously, we are one day away from the market being closed for a day. And this means that we're in all sorts of shenanigans in the markets. It looks like we've been, in general, correct about the bullish sentiment of the market. Anyone that felt the bull today is feeling pretty good. And I tell you what, going in, let's say we do close around here. Can anyone see what's going on here? Can anyone see the power of the last two candles? Guys, let me know. Let me deal with these spammers straight away. I've got to quickly put the room in slow mode. Unfortunately, we've got the nasty spammers in the chat. But can anyone tell me the pattern that we are seeing on the charts right now and why that could be strong? And I've got it up for you at this stage. So check it out and let me know what your thoughts are. Bullish hammer, says Simon. That's right. But what do we have? Do we have one bullish hammer or two bullish hammers? That's a big thing. Thank you very much to the 100 people. I know we're a bit earlier today. We're doing a bit of an early session coming into the close. Might try to start doing these types of ones. Get the full hour in, which is good. Just quickly putting this in slow mode. 1 second, guys. All right. There we go. Thank you very much to the mods for getting rid of the spammers. All right, so we've got two bullish hammers. Two hammies, says Lamont. That's right. Two hammies. I like that, man. Okay, very good. Let's quickly scroll in here. This is the futures market, but I wanted to show you the full futures because of what happened during the trade. So it came back down, almost tested it. And then we've seen a follow through of bullish intentions. Now, it hasn't gone through the top, which obviously means that we haven't got that follow on through effect. But geez, it's not bad. It's very rare that you get kind of two bullish hammies. You don't actually have it as much as you think. Let's quickly scroll through time and find out how many times have we seen this. Let's go through here. Hello, where are you? I haven't seen it for a bit. Can anyone else see one? Nope. I guess you would say two weak rejections here, but no follow through. It's pretty rare to see them. And that's what kind of makes it exciting. You don't often have these types of things, but it does mean that there's buyers. And when there's buyers and they're coming in and they're picking up that zone and they're doing this, when you get the follow through, often there can be a bit of a slingshot effect. So that means that power. Now, we've talked about this before. We believed Wednesday would be up. It looks like we are correct on that. So well done, community. At this stage, we are actually up 0.13%. Now, it may not seem like much, but if you believed in the Wednesday and you traded those futures or even during the day, you would be actually up a decent amount of money. Then if we go to the Friday, theoretically, it's a slightly positive day. I don't think it's statistically that likely. And then the Monday is actually quite good. So, we've got multiple days here. Last 5 trading days of November, positive, very high positivity rate over since the 1950s. So these are just stats, but I like to use stats with our technical analysis. You get a follow through, makes you feel a little bit better about the world. That's always quite nice. Full hour prior to the close is much appreciated. Yeah, it would be good to do it, Ranger. I think we can do it now that the whole time zones have changed. So SPX looking pretty good. Let's move over to the actual SPX itself. This is what it looks like without looking at the futures. So when you don't have the futures on, this is the kind of curve we got. Let's go down to the 15-minute just to understand how this price action has worked and why it's looking better. So you'll notice we've hit the bottom, we've hit the bottom, we've hit the bottom. Anyone that took advantage of those kind of bottoms probably feeling pretty good. We gapped into it, which is nice. If you felt positive today, anyone feel positive? Let me know, chat. You guys feel positive? Anyone get this one? Anyone buying in around the bottom down here, taking some trades? You'll notice we hit the resistance, we sell off, we hit the resistance, we sell off, we hit the resistance. So how important is this 4,700-ish area? Let's just grab a horizontal line, slam it straight in there, and you guys will know. Like, we get above that, of course, that confirmation's coming through that all of this good work that the market's done around here is feeling good. And we're looking towards that bullish intention of moving back up and possibly slamming that R1. And we know an R1 close daily is going to be good. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with what's happened today. I think it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Let's check out the NDX. How many people are hyped to be in holiday tomorrow in Thanksgiving? Guys, I'm sure a few of you are. I'm excited for the Americans out there. I love holidays. Support. Nasdaq again, gap down at the resistance. You guys can clearly see it. So it pays to go top down, because when you're going top down, what you're really doing is you're breaking down the psychology of the market. Remember, I call it the top down approach. Tyron and I really, I don't know if it's not invented the top down approach. I mean, obviously a lot of people do it nowadays, but we certainly pioneered the concept to ourselves over a decade ago. And that was to go through from the monthly down to the weekly, down to, of course, the daily, down to the 4 hour, down to the 1 hour, down to the 15-minute, down to the 5-minute for scalping. We actually went all the way through. And what this did was it gave us the key support resistances. It gave us the overall picture, and we had a bias. And once we had a strong bias based on these in terms of trend, we would scalp in that bias direction. And what that does is it gives you a stronger chance of success. So I'm feeling pretty good about the markets today, as you can feel. These resistances are really nice. We'd like to see these broken. We are up in both those markets. And yeah, it's nice. We're even up in IWM. Let's have a look at the daily there. Again, rejected the bottom. IWM's got more work to do, but it did reject the bottom, and we're looking towards a closure above the long leg doji here. Let's get the likes up, says Percy. Thank you very much. Bradley B has named it Trickle Down TA. Is that a name someone has for it? Very good. And got a Deere today too. I'm not sure if you mean John Deere or if that's actually a Deere. Blue Maserati says, I was hyped, but I'm below 25K again, so can't margin day trade. My favorite thing to do. Margining is sometimes a bit dangerous there. A bit dangerous. And then Ian Douglas says, I bought some more IWM early today. All right, cool. So that means you've moved around here. Let's have a look at the early movement. 1.29%. It's not that bad. You know, look at the market. Look at it running. It's going in the 4,700. It's having a crack. Right now, as we speak, it's having a go. 0.25, 0.3 since we've started the stream. So the hour of power, Wall Street are laughing at people. They're like, lol, come on, guys. You all scared? We're not so scared. We're feeling all right. Let's go through some other things. So let's go through some disappointments. Gold sucks right now. Now, a few people have yelled at me about this, which is fair enough. I mean, we talked about the seasonality a lot on the channel. I think the important thing is the seasonality is technically December. So if we go through, most of the time it's starting in December. I mean, that's December, that's November into December. That's December itself starting. And then we go over here. It's jumped a little bit in November, but really it broke through the resistance at December, again, December. So in general, seasonality is only one part of the picture. We have seen some nice movement on gold recently. Let's get off that chart because it's got pivots on it. Let's get rid of the pivots. So where are we? Actually, where are we on the monthly pivot? Okay, monthly S1. Oh, no, monthly central. Okay. So we're at the central. That's not that bad to be at the central. So we've got kind of like let's call it the trend line. I wouldn't say we've dumped the trend line just yet. We're about right on it. And we're looking for that turnaround story. And we kind of need the turnaround story here. There's no doubt. I look at it when you use a seasonal or seasonality graph, you give yourself a bit of data. That data helps interpret your TA. But I said this to the private community last night in the live stream that we do over there. By the way, guys, if anyone wants to come to some of our webinar streams that we do together, I do it with Tyrone, my business partner and trading colleague. You can jump on over to FX Evolution Live. Just search it in YouTube, FX Evolution Live. And you'll be able to subscribe there, and you'll get a little bit of extra special content each week, which you might like. Now, what we were talking about was this idea that when markets go falling knife, that we don't want to just necessarily grab all these positions. So you don't want to grab full positions here. You can either scale in if you want, if you're the kind of person that must be in these positions, or wait for the turnaround story on at least something like a 15-minute time frame. And why you do that is because this makes it so you don't get stuffed over by buying this, you don't get stuffed over by buying this accidentally, and you wait for the confirmation. So maybe the confirmation here is going to be a little double bottom where it breaks through. Is that going to be a decent confirmation? Yes, you've been patient, you've waited, and you've actually shown yourself that there is a turning point at a key support. And this is really important. How many times have you been obliterated by buying a key support where you've got a pending order, you've put all your order in there, and it's just not feeling so good? So yeah, I think I would say that for gold, silver traders at the moment. Definitely pay attention to that. US oil, we'll quickly scroll over here. US oil, we've got inverse head and shoulders potential here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. We've obviously done the first thing of recovery. So for oil traders, they're probably feeling a little bit better. We've got that kind of trend line down that's actually been broken up on the 1 hour here. And what we're really looking for it to do is break and breach through this resistance support area. So this is about that $79.50 to $80 range. Once we get above that, we should enter what we call participation, which is an area or a zone of the market where we're starting to see a lot of buyers coming in and the market algorithms go crazy and wild. And that's when you get that quick repricing, the exciting part of the market where you get that quick repricing. We've had plenty of these before. Here's the beginning of it. Obviously, the pullback, which gave a little bit some people freakouts, and then we saw that repricing event happen very, very fast after. So it's pretty good. Laurie says we fly over 4,700. Well, hopefully we can. And the next ones, John Deere smashed the earnings. Cool. Let's go check this out. Where are we, Deere? There we are, 5.28%. So anyone that had the faith maybe switched a little bit into I gotta get off this one sec. Where are you, John Deere? 5.18%. Okay. Interesting. Could be a good closure for it. So this is one of the patterns that we've been sitting here waiting for a while. So we originally had it like this. It's a channel with a head and shoulders on the bottom. And we liked it there. And it's been realistically a bit crappy. So here's the crappiness. Then we had supposedly a smashing of earnings today. I haven't read the report, but I assume it is because the market's liking it. We're going to get a nice closure above all these highs. So will this begin a participation up to the top of the channel? Let's put it in perspective. Let's have a look at this into the close. Certainly looks much, much more prominent. We took the distance here. And when you extrapolate that out, it kind of went into the top range, which is really fantastic. And what you could also do here is you can think about it a few ways. So you can say, okay, well, I believe John Deere now might go up to the top of the range. Let's say this 394. But if it breaches 394, what's the next position that I could be looking for here on John Deere? And that could be insane. Like we could be talking this range of the channel to 450, 460 area. Now, this is where power of top-down technical analysis works, because if you're on a 5-minute, 15-minute, whatever chart, sometimes when you're in these charts and you think, okay, what could I do to make a little bit more money, is you could scale out of your position, recognize that there's more opportunity to the top-end range, leave a small portion on, hopefully, to get towards that range. And then if it breaches that area, then you could also leave another portion on towards the 460, towards the 450, when it breaks that technical massive channel. So this is really powerful stuff. And congrats. I mean, it's not too bad. Terry M says 7 green days in a row for AMD. Yeah, AMD is out of control. Let's have a quick look at AMD here. So your 7 green days, I assume, in your trading, Terry, more than it actually is 7 green days of positioning. I mean, this stock, wowzers. It's up so much, which is awesome. But I wonder sometimes whether it's getting ahead of itself again, similar to what it did over here when it went to that 100 to 122 and went into consolidation. Wow, it's worth a lot. $189 billion, obviously a big chip manufacturer. It's doing well thanks to crypto. We'll see what happens. Earlier rate hikes being discussed. Is it time to short the market? I don't think so. Oh, not yet. Discussion is one thing. The reality is different. We've seen this all play out before. Now, rate hikes are bad for the market, okay? So rate hikes are not a positive thing. The market doesn't like two things. It hates tax and it hates rate hikes. It hates both of these things. What it loves is stimulus. So if we give it the stim pack, then we get very, very excited because the stim pack is good. So I feel like rate hikes will come earlier in the US, but because the Jerome is there, I don't know whether he's really going to do it. I mean, remember, he's the man, all the tools man. I'm using all the tools. Really, he's done very little in a long time here. And he's mostly pro. I feel like he's fairly pro market. So realistically, I think the rate hike could be a little way off. It will be the discussion point. If you want to know about what 2022 lies and brings, yeah, every second argument is going to be here. Every time we talk, it's going to be rate hike this, rate hike that. Right now, everyone's talking about inflation. That seems to be, let's say, if we knew 2021 as one thing, it would probably be so far inflation discussion. I would probably think that most people would agree with that. Inflation discussion and bubble discussion is the big one. But when everyone talks about bubbles, it never crashes. And when people talk about inflation, it's in some ways controllable. And rate hikes are another controllable thing. So the market is unlikely to belt itself too much, but there will be some kind of like stand. The market will get pissed off. Now, whether that is in Feb or whether that is in Jan, it's unlikely statistically to be in November, December. Now, that's just a statistic. Take about what we want. I just buy Tesla instead of day trade. Twice the risk, twice the return, says Finken. Wow. Let's have a look at Tesla. So it's bounced again here. Tesla. It's pretty good in terms of the ranges that you're getting here on the trades during the day. I mean, there's even some nice little, bottomed here, bounced up, and it's actually closed above the little 15-minute double bottom. Do I like trading Tesla every day? I don't personally, but that's okay. There's a lot of range in here. And how much is this? I mean, there's not many stocks that you can get 6.26% in a session. And if you believe, remember, what you could do with Tesla in some ways is you can go and have a look at your Nasdaq analysis and your S&P 500 analysis. And if you believe it's a bull day, what are you going to do? Well, you're probably going to buy Tesla. And if you buy Tesla in the morning and it's at that support and the Nasdaq's at a support, you believe, and the S&P 500 is at support, it makes sense that this will probably rally as well if the market is rallying. It's such a huge component of the market now. And you've done better percentage-wise than you did in the US 100. So Finken's not wrong. I mean, you could just, instead of this one, you might have made 1.3% or something like that. And this one over here, you made 6%. A bit more risk, of course, but yeah. Very good. J Nimble says, how do you manage larger accounts? Example, if you have a $1 million account, 10% loss is 100K. Sure, yeah, of course. A bad day and you could lose a year of income. You can't think of it that way. I'm not a $1 million, but won't scale up. X scale, diversity, okay, 2 ounce. All right, so this is where most people don't think about their technical analysis, their concept of trading and what they're doing. You're not dealing with money per se. You're dealing in percents. So whether you have 1 million, 1 billion, or 10K, really, when you are trading, if you make 1%, you made 1%. If you make 2% on 1% risk, you've done better. If you make 10% on 1% risk, your risk-adjusted returns are better. So most big fund managers, they think about preserving capital, and all becomes really about how much risk do you need to take to get the return. So for an example, if you're looking at something like an AMC or let's use SPCE. I mean, I just want to quickly load that up and show you how much of a piece of trash this is. All right. You know, I hate this stock. I hate this stock. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Look at it. Remember when I made that bet with that guy? Anyone that's been here for a long time? I made that bet. He's like, oh man, this thing's going to $100. No, bro. You're going to get belted with a big stick. So if you're making money with this type of trade, then you're taking a very big risk. So think of things as percentages, and then the money won't really affect you. It's kind of like in gambling when you go to the casino, and I'm not saying it's the same thing, but what they do is they use chips to desensitize you from the money. What you need to be doing it's just amazing how big a psychological factor that led them to make so much extra cash in their casinos. So what I'm saying is it's all psychology. Percentage, percentage, percentage. You're looking at percents. You're looking at how much money do I have to risk to make this reward, and that is a big thing about it. And you got to deal with it as a percentage. Terium says that's a lot of hates. Yes, because people think that space is coming yesterday and today. And we've detailed several times 3D printers, when they were popular, didn't work. Lithium stocks, when they were first popular, didn't work. The weed stocks, they were popular, it got bashed down. Every AI, when it first came in, was popular and it got bashed down. Most new technologies, when they hit the market, have this hype period behind them, and then they get just destroyed, and then they'll come back from the ashes later on. And some of them never do come back. And I think that's even biotech had its days back in the mid 2010s, and it was doing well, but then it never came back. So let's go through some other things here. The market's really looking quite strong, I think, into the end of the day here. Turkey giving is happening for us. The Wednesday is living up to its name. While some people are saying it's not as positive as they expect, I think you've got to put it in perspective. If you had a positive stigma on today, you are up 1% S&P 500 if you bought in the morning. If you are on the Nasdaq, you are up 1.37% if you bought in the morning. If you're on some stocks, you're up quite a lot. Let's have a look. What's Amazon doing? Amazon is not giving us any confirmation. It's sucking. It's right in the range. We haven't seen it break past. What does this need? Can anyone in the chat tell me, what does this stock need right now as a catalyst? Give it to me, chat. Tell me what the X factor we need on Amazon is. Amish Cyborg says, you can't trade with emotions. By the way, I hate this stock. Yeah, that's true. But the thing is, Amish, what I do is I don't trade that stock. See, I may dislike that stock, but I'm not going to trade it. So technically, I'm not trading with emotions. If I choose not to touch it, that's okay. But nice comment. I like that one. Cyber Monday numbers. Alexandre says Thunderbolts. I'm not going to read Percy's one. Alia says stock split. That'd be pretty cool. We'd like a split. Amish says Amazon is mean. Amazon stock split might be the best thing I could do. I cannot believe stock splits make money still. It's unbelievable to me that people buy stock splits so much. Stock split would be cool, but it's unbelievable. It's such an effective way of moving the market. It's so stupid. You can buy fractional shares. It really has nothing to do with it. Doesn't affect any large investor. It's only for retail and only for people that don't really realize that owning a small fraction is the same as owning the stock. I mean, it makes absolutely no difference. But yeah, what we're looking for is probably Cyber Monday numbers. So if we get strong numbers here coming out of the sales, let's have a quick poll of the chat. Anyone bought stuff on Amazon recently for Christmas or anything like that? You spending on Amazon? Let us know. Are you not doing it on Amazon? We need a high above here. We're getting a close. We need a close above 36.25-ish. That would be fantastic. We get that closure. All this indecision around this previous resistance acting as support would be great. Cyber Monday potential sales would be fantastic. People are not doing their part for us. Tom, you can't underestimate the psychology of retail. Oh, I don't underestimate it. We take advantage of it. But so does the market. That's why a lot of the time it's a buy the rumor, sell the fact. It all goes into the split and then gets dumped. We always take advantage of retail. Taking advantage of them is very, very good. Simon brings up a good point. If Amazon do a decent split, there's a chance that it'll enter the Dow, which is pretty cool. So people are saying they're not spending money on Amazon. Oh, what are you doing? Everyone is at the malls. Ugh. What the hell's a mall? I didn't know people went there anymore. They always said that malls would die, remember? I feel like people go there just to have a coffee now, have a chat, have a yarn with people. It's pretty good. I went to the mall the other day. Didn't buy anything, but I did buy a coffee. But I didn't do anything else. All right, so we've done oil so far. We've done Tesla. We've done Amazon. Let's go through a couple of stocks here. We've got one coming in from TAC Winward, $5. Hello, Tom. Is there a MACD on TradingView that you would recommend? Yes. MT4 MACD, man. It is. MT4 MACD. Best MACD. Oh, look at it. So beautiful. Also, what moving averages do you use on the live stream? Sure, man. Thank you very much for the $5. So we use, for anyone out there, we use the 20 EMA. We use the 50 EMA. And we use the 200 SMA. Now, you can obviously bring in a few different moving averages, but we found, well, the 20 is just the best. Okay. Everyone uses the 20. Now, a lot of people use the SMA 20. EMA just basically means there is more emphasis put on the last couple of bars or candles. Because what does 20 mean? It just means 20 periods. So on the daily, it's 20 days back. On the hour, it's 20 hours back that it's taking the data off. That's why you're always going to hit the 20 EMA eventually. 50 is good, very good. And then 200. But think about how big brain 20 is. How many trade days are there generally in a month? When you take the weekends out, it's around 20 to 21. So that's part of the reason why the 20 is so good. It's all about understanding your indicator and bringing it back. The other thing about things like MACD and stuff is MACD is actually just moving average crosses. So when you think about it, it's moving, well, as we know, it's divergence, convergence. But the idea is that it's actually, if you put two moving averages, which is MACD, on the chart, you'll notice they cross and then the MACD will switch to positive or negative. So just remember this. This is the best MACD. Bar none. Everyone that likes that other one is weird. There we go. That's the one I would use. I use a tool also. I like the 5 and 13. Yeah, I used to use a 5 and 8. I mean, I don't really use them too much anymore because they give you a lot of entries, and I like to have more consistency in the entries if possible. So the market coming in for everyone that's joining us. Thank you, the 400 people here already. Please smash that like button. It does help us out. We'll do crypto a little bit later here. US 500 is looking quite strong, back above 4,700, 0.29. US 100, 0.35. The only real disappointing market today, I would say, is continuing to be gold, but it's not exactly getting bashed. It's just doing nothing. And I would like to see that bounce, hopefully, over maybe even Thanksgiving. Maybe people going to feel good. We'll cover the crypto market in a second. Now, Apple still looks a little bit, I mean, it doesn't look bad, but this looks, it's doing its thing. So we'll go through some rapid fire here into the close. Square up quite a lot, 2.83%. That's actually broken the long leg doji to the upside now, and it looks like we're going to get close. For people that have been waiting for something like Square, I mean, it's really depends on your investment and versus what are you wanting to do? Are you wanting to invest or are you wanting to trade it? I don't think Square is a great trading stock. I do think that it's potential investment stock for, or at least long-term swing stock. This has been a pretty good zone. So we haven't always seen 200 get hit. Over here, we didn't get 200. Over here, obviously, we pulled back. We got just done 200. If you believe, then it is technically confirming above the long leg doji right now. Now, let's just quickly scroll in here. We'll check PayPal out in a second to confirm with it. But that is an interesting trade that's going on. Let's check out the 15-minute. Okay, so it is putting through a pretty good base, and it's also got a little, let me just do this. It's got a little ascending here on the 15-minute as well. So it's done a base. It's been an increased level of volume through the bottom, which is a good sign. That means there was a lot of accumulation going on there on the small time frames. And now it's trying to do its best to really breach and continue moving up. So Square's not too bad. Let's continue moving through. I mean, I find Google kind of difficult to trade here so much. It's pretty high. I like the stock. Yeah, I'll skip Microsoft as well. Let's go into. We need to read. I'm going to reset this list. Let's go to the daily here. Okay, so CRM got through the 50, but then bounced straight back into it, so that's okay. As long as it closes around the 50, it's still confirming to me that the 50 is key. I'd like it to get it actually above the 50 here, but that would be fantastic. TDOC. All right, so TDOC is right on the supports, around that $100. Where did it go to? It went to $100.61. Oh, look at the volume. It's still high. Oh my goodness. It is so ridiculously cheap by a PS ratio in comparison to a lot of other things in the market. Does anyone actually like TDOC at this price? Does anyone like TDOC at this price? It's not a trade yet because it has you trying to catch a falling knife. But I'm really wondering, does anyone like this? I mean, PS ratio, we did it on the stream yesterday. It's like a 8 or something. Facebook, Meta, choppy, but I like the look of the pattern. Let's load up Facebook, Meta platforms. Very choppy. Need a break, close above 347 to really give us confirmation that we're ready to rock. But yes, the pattern is good. The consolidation is fine. There's nothing I'm scared of on this particular chart at this stage. 4 hour. Yeah, this is fine. I think you're correct. Your analysis is fairly correct here. Got like maybe a little bit of a bottoming line here. It's all about getting through that daily 347 though. That would be fantastic. Vabe says best time frames to use: daily, weekly, hourly. Yeah, I would probably say so. Daily, weekly. I don't even mind the 2 hour. The reason why the hourly is pretty nice is because everyone sees the same hour. Everyone sees the same 2 hour as well in the stock market. I like 4 hour as well, but in general, in the stock market, 2 hour and 1 hour. So daily, weekly, 2 hour, 1 hour. That is right. IWM done early in the stream? Absolutely. Tom, stock splits make sense. Options trades will be more affordable. Who can buy Amazon option? Every single large investor in the world can. It's mostly a retail trade for psychology reasons. So you've got to think outside of the box. It makes no difference to a bigger investor. It's like Berkshire. If you look at the big one, it's worth like $1 bazillion per stock, you know. And when you're looking at it, it doesn't make any difference to the big traders. It really doesn't. They just buy fractional or they buy percentage or anything. You are correct. It will make it more optionable from retail and therefore more manipulatable by Wall Street. So it's the psychology game. I'm not saying that stock split doesn't make money in the market a little bit, but I'm surprised how big of money we've seen from stock split reactions. So we've had stock split reactions where they've run 15% on the stock split, up to 20% on large stocks with the stock split. All good. Thoughts on the barber? Yeah, we're on the barber. So my thoughts on the barber, you're catching a monster falling knife here, but we have detailed twice the support that came from 18. This is the last support here. Underneath this, we're talking about going back 110. I mean, if it breaches here, I don't even know if this 120. I mean, it's 120 maybe, and then 110. So every $10 is where it's at. Oh man, it's tough. It's tough. You're just trying to catch a falling knife here, but I could see why some people may have pulled the trigger. It's a bit of a gamble. It's a lot of percentage though. So you've got to think, what down here up to even here is it? 28.83%. So for some investors, it's going to be worth the gamble at this stage. Still risky. Jeff says, amazing how well these past 3 days match the typical price action of the past Thanksgiving weeks. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. Yeah, there's no reason for us not to use stats. And stats are cool because, and generally you'll find most stats are optimistic. But yes, they have been incredibly good. Now, the question is, does the last 5 days of November hold up to what we've seen in the past? So do we see it? Koa says, I like TDOC at 120. Well, now it's even cheaper. Kathy Wood likes TDOC. I don't know why. Yeah, TDOC is really, really, really cheap, but maybe there's something demon I don't know about there. Has PayPal bottomed? Yeah, I think it's getting close. So around this zone is our next greeny zone. So we had the greeny zone over here, never turned. Now we look for the greeny zone turn around here. So we'll put our box, probably put it just there, bring it across. This is where we're looking for that lightning bolt. We're looking for the change of trend. And at this stage, if we zoom in, we don't have enough information yet. I mean, think about all the things you got to compete with. 4 hour 20 here. It's come down 1, 2, 3. So even if it gets back to $200, it's got previous support. That's going to act as resistance. And that's the type of thing I'd be looking for to get into participation. We kind of need this now to show us recovery. So it'll be breaking that downtrend, breaking that 20 moving average, breaking through the support into resistance. Hopefully around that area, we'll be doing better. Nick Calhort, $1.99. Can you check out Bitcoin short chart? Is it concerning? What? Don't worry, Nick. We'll do it in 1 second. So we're about 23 minutes away from the close. Thank you very much to 500 people joining us so far. If you can smash that like button, make a comment in the chat, it all helps out. And it's really, really thankful for that type of stuff. Let's go through some more stocks. We still have plenty of things to cover. So we've got another one that's potentially bottoming here. This is PLTR, around $20. We saw it hit that a few times and only once breach. So this is something a few people will be looking at. Let's go to the daily. Long leg doji, looking for a closure above here as confirmations. Very similar setup to Square. Looking for that long leg doji confirmation. Not bad. At least it's finding support buying here. Let's have a look at Airbnb. That's coming off previous resistance, acting as support. People say the earnings was pretty good. The earnings obviously got it through. It then has filled the gap to the downside. And if you're feeling bullish and positive on this stock has now been on the market for almost a year. Check that out. Not bad. It has acted relatively technically. We breached through this area here and we finally got up to here. We obviously had the aims to maybe get up to this zone. And there's still pretty good money here because if we think how much has it fallen down, even back up to the top is about 17.68%. It was only there a few days ago. So Airbnb on support. Should you like it, go into the smaller time frames, have a look for the turnaround story. Another one that's on the support is DKNG. Notice a lot of these hypers, they're all on crazy supports. I mean, DKNG is on a heavy support here, 35.69. This is not a trader stock, guys. I repeat, it is very scary. Very scary. Scott Saunders says, blah, blah equals Chinese risk, buy some other US stocks. So when I say blah, blah, is that what you think? Is that? All right, what do we got? Spot, finding a bit of a turnaround. Might remove some of these. This thing here, you know what? I don't even want to see it. Get out of here, Zoom. Twitter. Guess it's on support. Pretty disappointing stock. Scroll down. Bullish hammer. Follow through. Could it be a point of movement up, or it's maybe the first signs of a partial recovery? We'll see what happens there. Etsy's come back really strong. This is what we talk about when you've got a really great stock that's doing well, and then you finally see one bullish day after a few bearish days. Look at the way it rebounds. Huge. Etsy 296. 296. Very nice. Another one would be AMD's up, obviously up 5. Net has rebounded pretty hard as well. Long leg doji decision made. Potential here for Net to continue up. Snap on support. Hasn't really turned very well. AMC, GME. I just want to reiterate one thing. Earnings or whatever the hell happened here. Why is the earnings out to 14 days now? What happened here? Wasn't earnings meant to be here? Someone that follows GME, could you tell us what went on there? I'm not too sure. TTD. Probably take that off the charts for now. It's going to be hard for people to like it. Stanley, Black and Decker still looks good. Previous resistance becoming support. Very nice. Put in another one here. Dana, if you're watching, we'll put it in this one. DGX. Really nice pattern here. Hopefully this can start to boost over the next couple of days. Very nice. Very nice. Amish said, I went long on Twitter at 47, small position though. Yeah, I don't blame you at that price. I mean, it's getting down there. All right, so we've got a question about BTC here. We have 18 minutes till the market closes. Let's do a quick crypto recap and then we'll get into some stocks. In general, anyone joining us, the holding of the market right now is pretty strong. We would like a 4,700 plus close for the US 500, currently trading 46.99. All of this Thanksgiving stuff, the Monday, the Tuesday weakness, the Wednesday strength and rebound is holding to the stats. So we would expect Friday to be statistically more likely green. And then, of course, the Monday statistically more likely green. And at this stage, the price action should be going with us. Let's have a look here at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin continues to bounce off that 56K. Let's look at it on the 1 hour to get a bit of an understanding of what's really going on here. So we've come down once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. We have a bit of a descending weakness. Let's just quickly get that line going on, trend line here. Okay. So we've got that weakness. If the market shorts here and comes back down, I have a feeling we're going to get through the low. Now, people are asking the question, what about the BTC shorts, Tom? By the way, BHP, Vale, those kind of ones. The iron ore stocks are getting close. BTC shorts. So for anyone that doesn't know, this is basically like a Bitphoenix index, and it's the first time I've started to see the shorts rising here. Now, is this a concern? Yes. If the shorts start to rise out of control, that usually means that the whales are trying to push down Bitcoin. And if it rises and the Bitcoin, so say the Bitcoin's rising and at the same time the shorts are rising, you've got to pay attention. We've had this happen a few times. And while it didn't look like it at the beginning, it tended to lean into the whales were correct and they bashed Bitcoin right down. And that, of course, hurt the crypto market. So it's still very low in comparison. We've got to think, okay, where are these Bitcoin shorts in comparison? But we will watch this. And you'll notice Bitcoin shorts is up 38.3% in the last day of trade. So quite a lot. Anyone else accumulating Cardano? It's entering oversold on the daily RSI. Cardano is a bit of a sleeper. 162, but it's in the middle of nowhere. So we'll check it out in a sec. Mortal Trader says, first time, amazing video. Thank you very much, Immortal Trader. Tom, GME earnings are on December 8th. Yeah, I see that, but I thought they were earlier. Or is that just something that was wrong in TradingView? Data miss shows the shorts and longs better for BTC. Yes, it will, but it's another program, so we're not going to do that. Jeans, you are sorely misguided. What is with XRP? How does it always become the number one thing? I was out fishing and somebody's like, I got XRP, man. I'm like, what else? And this guy, he goes, I got Shibu Inu, Shibu, the dog one. And I said, so you have 2 coins and you have XRP and Shibu. He's like, yeah, is there other coins? I'm like, oh my God. How does it always have to? Why is it always XRP? I know someone that has XRP from $3.17. They have 1 coin. It's XRP. It must be like the community are just absolute animals of getting people to buy this coin. Funny as. Terry M says AVAC snuff said. We'll check it out. So ADA is breaking down here. 165. Actually not good, but a few coins are down. Interesting that the coin market, like the crosses here, look at KSM 328, ADA 162. Let me just quickly load the coin market cap up here. Bitcoin, Ethereum. Okay. Cardano 7.93, Solana 9.06, Polkadot down 6 underneath 40, Avalanche 8, Uniswap 6. Okay, so these are pretty big drops across the board here, whatever that thing is. All right. My thought process is follow Bitcoin, as in whatever Bitcoin is showing is going to be probably more likely the general sentiment. And at this stage, Bitcoin is still bouncing off 56, and we will be paying close attention to it. If it gets past 60, I feel like good things. And if it gets underneath this level here, watch out, guys. A closure underneath here, 52. That's our feeling. Participation. Not worried about DOT. If anything, a bit of a reload. Yeah, DOT's a good coin. I like DOT a lot. Dot. I did also look at it. Durgesh says $2. Hi, Tom. Can you please take a look at Barber? Durgesh, we technically did. I'll give you a quick, because you gave us a super chat. I'll give you a quick reload on it. So Barber is literally just on support, man. I mean, if you want to think about it, it's on investment support, and that's about it. I don't really like it that much because it's just consistently been really terrible. But you have the 130, you have a bounce, and if you look at it on the current chart, you would notice it's gone up a little bit. Other than that, you're just guessing. It is on a heavy support from 2018. And some people will be looking for that gap fill to 160. So I'm sure there will be some buyers here, but we'll have to find out what goes on. Susan says, hi, Tom. Happy almost Thanksgiving from New York. Thank you very much. I would like to visit New York. It'll be a great place. Have you looked at Cat today? No, we haven't. So let's check it out. Oh, Caterpillar with John Deere doing so well. Why is the Caterpillar not doing even better? All right, let's take a look at the weekly here. So we have some really nice buys down here. This is strong trading. Basically, you've got wick rejection, closure above. That really should have led to even more bullishness. And if that's the way the market feels about this price, it gives you a bit more confidence that it could be gearing up for a nice move. Let's have a look at the movement from here to here. So we're looking at about 18.66% just to get back to the top. Yeah, I don't mind the cat concepts. We have 2 rejection weeks, decision made above that, which is good. That means it's knocked out a lot of shorters that are there. Yeah, overall not bad. Back above the previous resistance support area, maybe a bit of maximum pain going on here. I think it looks pretty good on the chart. In fact, Cat will come back into the watch list. Not too bad. All right, come here, Caterpillar. There we go. We've got that one back down. 11 minutes till the market close. How are we going? We've got 4698. Double bullish hammers on the futures market. Definitely looking a lot stronger on the SPX also. We've got the US 100 also bouncing here. Very nice. We've got Tesla has come back down to earth a little bit. Bit of profit taking coming into the Thanksgiving. Nice 6% move there if you bought in the morning. We've got gold floating around nowhere land. We've got realistically the DXY almost at our peak. And this has actually been the best trade in the market. Like anyone that doesn't say this has been one of the best trades. DXY now for the last 2 weeks, that's an incredible move. 95 to 97 is no slouch. That's trillions of dollars movement. Really insane. Don't go to New York. It's ghetto, says PK Subban. Nah, I'm sure it's okay. Don't get that kind of real estate for that expensive. Tom, you seem to know a lot about iron stocks. I'm liking BHP double bottom potential here. Yeah, I love iron stocks at the right prices, but I also understand that materials go into bull kind of movements and they have massive bear busts. Well, look, one of the reasons I like it is because obviously Evergrande situation belted it. It went down around 34%. It's a big company. There are a few other reasons it's down so much, such as them selling their oil too cheap. But the thing with the Evergrande situation is they made that CEO dude pay $1 billion American of his own money. Now, firstly, hear me out here, okay? So I know that there's $300 billion hole. But what this does, it sends a message to all other CEOs saying, hey, you are held accountable for being dodgy, and we are meant to make you a non-billionaire if you stuff up. So this guy's paid $1 billion, which is 1/300th of the debt so far. Now that's a big deal because then the CCP can come in and pay for the rest of it and fill the gap. Now, eventually this whole thing will crack open and I believe it's going to be a disaster long term. But right now it's not going to be, I think, a disaster. I think they're going to plug the hole. Let's see what the chat thinks. We've got 600 people here. Do you guys agree? Do you think this whole Evergrande situation is being sorted out in the background? Scott Morgan's come out today. He said, "I'm calling the bottom on DKNG." So yes, this is one of those accumulation bases. You'll notice volume is up higher. We've got very nice kind of channeling down here, and we've got a resistance around 39. And this can be traded in the American Stock Exchange as well, I believe. Just go BHP America, very similar. I'm calling the bottom, he says. I'm calling the bottom. Chupa says, I don't know about Evergrande, but long-term BHP will be fine, Emo. If that Evergrande situation, I'm not even kidding you, Chupa, if that really did spill over, it will get obliterated. We've seen it before. I saw BHP go $14. Now, there were a few reasons, expensive extraction costs as well. But we're talking, iron ore gets belted if China goes down. It's a big deal for Vale and for less so for Vale, but more specifically for BHP and Rio. You got to be careful about building in China and the inventories. The inventories got very, very high. So we've got 7 minutes here till the close. Are there any other stocks that you guys like? Let's give it to a round of people. We've had some super chats. Appreciate that a lot. Not yet, Dave, but yeah, I agree. There's a lot of problems there. If you have a good stock, I want to hear good stocks, daily 4-hour setups. We want good patterns. Give it to us now. Give me two. Give me two. Let's get two. Let's find out. Boeing here. A few people asking about it. Yeah, it's on support again. I'm unhappy with this stock because we got the first stage of recovery, but we didn't quite get that second stage, which is a breach through 233. So we breached the downward trend. Now we've come back down to the support. It has to hold here. Very important, Boeing does. Matthew Harris, $5 Australian. Thank you so much. LYCASX. Whoop. I'm reading it as a double bottom with a target of 950. What are your thoughts? All right, let's have a look at this. So LYC on the ASX, Linus Rare Earths. You're reading it as a double bottom with a target of 950. So I'll probably just read it as a channel-y kind of break because the idea of a double bottom, I see what you're saying, like this area here. Doesn't really matter anyway. It's going to be the same take profit. But basically, we had a breakout, a pullback, a break, goes back up, pulls back, and then moves through. So we've got 1, 1, 2, 2, effectively a channel. Now, the idea of a double bottom is generally it's the end of a trend and the start of a new trend. So you can have them inside of big trends, but in essence, that's what it is. This is more of a consolidation before it breaks out. So a channel. You're taking the distance here. Yep. And you're actually going to need to take it down to that point there. So that's your distance. And that gives you 950. Yeah, you're correct. Absolutely, Matthew. That is correct. And you're at currently 865. So hopefully you can get to your 950. And you're analyzing it correctly. Very nice. SE and Z. Let's have a look at SE for Barack. We'll check that on out. Oh, it hit by 280. Nice. Didn't even get an alert for some reason. Yeah, SE is a great stock. Oh, Jesus, priced highly. 159 billion. It hit what I would call a interesting zone. We got resistance, 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 support, daily 200. I do like this area. It's more of a like than a trade. 4-hour, 1 hour. Okay, maybe a little lightning bolt coming through. You can see the 1 hour 20s held it down. So maybe a buy, sell, bang, moves through around here, get that confirmation, and then we can continue to strengthen up. So that's that one. And let's have a quick look at Z, which is Zillow. This was a earnings disaster. Disaster. It's at deep something. Look at the fundamentals. There's no way I would trade that. Fundamentals only, and only if you believe that they haven't overextended. Nvidia closing above doji candles from yesterday. Yep, that's probably true. It probably is. WesJet says V. Let's have a look at Visa. Haven't checked that out in a while. Where is it trading? Oh, yeah. So it's bounced. Visa. So the whole financials index has done pretty well so far. We've got 4 minutes till the close. Where is my sectors? Let me just bring up the sectors here. Let's have a look. So best sector for today so far has been real estate, REITs, XLRE, XLE, semiconductors doing a bit of a rebound, technology obviously coming back 0.71, and then we've got financials actually only up 0.24. So it's really just been like the Square, the PayPal, probably the MasterCards, those kind of ones. V probably a little bit early to tell, but it did come off and it's bounced, and now you need lightning bolt. Get some kind of turnaround story. That's what we're looking for here. We need the turnaround. Plug in a nice upward channel. I haven't looked at plug in a little while. Yeah, it's in a little channel. So what it's saying is basically this, and then you got the top end range. Yep, I agree. We'll skip to the next one. SI. Let's have a look at SI. What's that? Oh, it's silver. Okay, that's not going to show us any technicals, unfortunately. We've done PayPal and Square, so no worries there. It's a little bit earlier. We've got IOTX. Oh, that's interesting. One of my friends loves that coin. Let's have a look at IOTX. Just consolidating up here. IOTX is known for pumpy and dumpy, so you've got to remember that. It pumped super hard, then pumped again. I kind of feel like they could be a little bit dumpy, though. Ford has nice flag continuation pattern. Let's have a look at Ford. Yeah, it's got consolidation up here. Looking for a closure above 2055 for the strength. Maybe some better ones, but yep. TSM. Let's have a look at TSM. It's broken out yet? Not really. TSM remains annoying. It breached, false broke, and then came down. So now he's still looking for that above these areas here. Unfortunate on TSM, but hopefully the turnaround story does happen. This is a very weak semiconductor stock like MU. I like ABBV2. Let's have a look. ABBV. Yeah, fair enough. That's a breach, and that's coming off the double bottom base. You've got double bottom, well, at least some kind of consolidation pattern. You've then had another consolidation pattern with a breach out. You'd have to be looking at all-time highs, though. You need this thing to breach this all-time high as well. So this idea would be for it to strengthen here. Obviously, some resistance may be found, but then for it to continue up. I don't blame you. This pharmaceutical company has just gone and closed above. So let's focus in here. We've got 1 minute to go till we get into the close. We have US 500, US 100. Let's check them out into the close here. We'll go on to the 15-minute charts and we'll revisit all of these straight away. Okay, 15-minute chart. So we're looking at a close. Why is that not loading in much? Okay. Looking at a close around 4,702 on the US 500, which is a big deal. That's going to be very good. So 4,702, that's above 4,7, gives us a 0.3%, as we suspected, a green day here. And it looks like we're going to get around 16,363 on the NAS. So pretty good closures. If you look at the 15-minute charts, they all look pretty good. Let's load up the NDX here just to show the 15-minute. So here it is, base, 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 resistance, breaching at the end of the day. Good sign for Friday. Hopefully we get that follow-through action. It's very similar on the SPX. If we think about it, what's the price action? Bomb, bomb, bomb. And then it smashed through, and we're smashing that previous support, which is acting as resistance. I'll do a recap video straight after this one, but things are looking good. So the battle's happened. We've closed above 4,700. It looks like 4,701 into the close, 16,367. IWM does an okay day, 0.11. It obviously rebounded as well. Just quickly load that on the charts. You can see an okay closure for it. Not amazing, but okay. And yeah, it's looking good. US 10 years come back down as well, which is a pretty good sign. Obviously, you don't want US 10 year going ballistic. That will lead into potential weakness here for the NAS, and it'll be something we do watch. DXY continues to be strong. And in general, most of the stocks, while it looks like there's not much gains on them, if you were there in the open and buying these up based on the stats, based on what you believed, then you may have done quite well. Where's my take two? What's going on with take two? I want to check that out. Hello. There it is. Okay, so take two right on the support. Still waiting for this to get above the long leg doji. So some nice confirmations, some nice movements here today, guys. A few of your community have said there's bottoms on a few things. We saw Airbnb coming down to support, hopefully bouncing through. We had Square confirming above the long leg doji towards the bull side. We've got Amazon doing really not much, but we've obviously got that resistance support to be watched. Tesla's been a good day trade. PLTRs at a bottom that people like. John Deere had good earnings and it's closed above. That might have some follow through. Cat looks good on the charts. There's a lot going on in this market right now. So I want to say a massive thank you to everybody out there that's been following the channel. It's been smashing those like buttons. Thank you to the 500-600 people that we've got here right now that's been joining us for the closes. I do hope everyone in America has a great Thanksgiving. Spend enough time with your family. Enjoy the festivities. That's going to be good. I'm undecided whether we run a live session tomorrow because the market's technically closed. So we probably will not, but we'll still put a video out, obviously talking about the markets in general. I don't think it's worthwhile having a day off on that one. And yeah, we'll just talk about a bit more, maybe the crypto markets and a bit more stats leading in. So that'll be good. Wait now for the video. I'll have it out probably about an hour. And I'll see you guys after Thanksgiving. And if some of you are taking long weekends off, I'll see you next Monday or Tuesday. So hopefully you have a great time. We've got Bradley B coming in with $5. Says, cheers, Tom. Thank you very much, Bradley, and everybody else in the community. Make sure you give it a like on the way out, guys. Sub if you haven't already. Have a great Thanksgiving. And let's hope that all this nice bullish action that happened here on the markets leads on to further bullish action on the Friday. I think it's a half day of trade there. And then the Monday, which is statistically quite a good day. So I'm excited. Let's hope it all happens. Catch everyone. Bye for now.